YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to another Throne and Liberty video. In this video, we're going to go over all of the upcoming news that's going to be going on this week in Throne and Liberty. Now, the first and most important thing is that Siege will be here on November 17th. So make sure you guys clear your schedule to either be playing on that Siege or to be watching it on Twitch, because I guarantee you this is going to be the best content this game has to offer yet. It's going to be basically the whole server is going to be fighting the top guild and alliance to try to make an insane amount of Lucent. I believe if it's like one of the top servers, there's a possibility for them to win hundreds of thousands of Lucent in this event. Now, remember that hundreds of thousands of Lucent is going to be split over like 240 players if it's a full 4-man 70 guild alliance. So don't be too upset about it. There is still going to be Lucent for you guys to be winning, even if you're not the #1 guild in the server. Now, if you guys want me to do a whole deep dive on how the Castle Siege works, let me know down in the comments below, and I will go ahead and go into that in greater detail, because it's a very complicated and very difficult process to explain in this short video. Now, the other thing I wanted to go over is the new 2-star co-op dungeons that will be arriving in this new update. Now, originally I stated that we were going to be using the same tokens that we use in the 1-star dungeons. However, they decided to change that for whatever reason. I don't know why. The system was perfectly fine the way it was in Korea, because these 1-star dungeons kind of become irrelevant once the 2-star dungeons come out. You don't really want to be farming them that much. I mean, I guess you could still be running them for the weapons, but other than that, the 2-star dungeons drops way more insane gear. So I guess for the brand new early game players, it's nice. That way you can still farm your weapon, but still farm gear with the 2-star co-op dungeons. But I hope in the future that they get rid of this and just make that all one like it is in Korea. Otherwise, they're going to have to release a third contract token, because in Korea there is 3 levels. There's a 1-star, 2-star, and 3-star. So they're going to have to invent a new 3-star contract token, which maybe they'll do that. Maybe they'll do that. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But just wanted to let you guys know, starting November 21st, which is 1 week from now, we can now do the 2-star co-op dungeons, which, for those of you who didn't see my previous video, we'll be dropping arch boss gear, such as the Shadow Harvester boots, and we'll be dropping world boss loot, such as the Shadow Harvester trousers, some of the command general armor if you're a tank. It'll drop all of your best in slot gear from these dungeons. So if you're not a top guild and you can't be contesting those world bosses, you can still get your best in slot gear through these dungeons. And one last thing that was just announced is the Throne and Liberty content creators on Twitch will be giving you guys drops for the amount of time that you watch their stream. If you watch for 2 hours, you can have a chance to get a little 50 ornate coin drop. If you watch for 4 hours, you can get 100, and after 8 hours, you get 300. All you have to do for this is simply open up Twitch, link your account, go ahead and put any one of the streams that are streaming Throne and Liberty, drop that quality down to as low as possible, mute that thing, and just let it run for 8 hours, and then you'll come back to having all of this free ornate coins. And that's pretty much all of the news. Now let's go ahead and go over the prices of these items. Now here we are on Questlog GG, and as you can see right here, these are the Reaper pants, or in other words, the Shadow Harvester pants. These were originally on day 1, 36,666 on the full release servers. I don't even want to know how much they cost on the early access servers. Does it tell me? Oh my god, on the early access servers, what is that? It went almost 45,000 Lucent on the freaking early access whale servers. Now that this news has come out, these have dropped down to 7,500 on the early access servers, and on the full release, they are now down to 6,790. And again, this is for Northeast, for the NA East, sorry, for the NA East server. If you're the NA West server, it's going to be 7,850, so still pretty expensive on the full release. And for early access, about 8,000, compared to 62,000 on day 1. So that is an insane drop off in only, what, just a few weeks that the game's been out. So those huge whales that purchased this at like 60,000 definitely are regretting their decision. Now let's go ahead and check out some other rare drops that could be coming from here, such as the Reaper's Black Mask. The Reaper's Black Mask, which originally as high as 50,000, is going to be down to 4,500 right now on Northeast West. Let's go ahead and check the Eastern. It's down to 5,400. So as you see, prices are falling, but they're still very high. So we do have an insane opportunity to be making a ton of Lucent, assuming that these prices don't fall too much more once the dungeons finally come out. Now, that's going to be for the Reaper things, but remember, it has a chance to drop some Arc Boss loot here, so you could also get the Reaper's Footsteps, the Shadow Harvester Footsteps. Originally, 100,000 Lucent for one pair of shoes, now is up to 50,000 Lucent, and you can farm this from the dungeon, right? So if you can quickly do this, the second the dungeons come out, and you can get lucky with these Shadow Harvester Reaper boot drops on your very first dungeon run, throw that up there. You might be able to sell this for a ton of Lucent to someone who's not keeping up with the news. They might look at the auction house and be like, what the heck? Why are these boots that are normally 50,000 Lucent suddenly 20,000 Lucent? And they'll quickly buy it before they notice that they're easily farmable now. So make sure that you guys farm these event dungeons the second they come out and take advantage of those who are not keeping up with the news and don't know that you could be getting them from the dungeons. Now, let's go ahead and see some other gear. What is it? It's the Shock Commanders. Let's see if I can find those in here. These use the Korean names, so they might not be as easy to find. See, this one's the General Commander. The General Commander Visor is one of the best tank helms. That is another world boss drop from Malachar. As you can see right here, we don't want to look at that. Can we go to, sorry, let's go to command. Oh, I guess we can't look at the lithograph one. Well, thanks. We go to lithograph here, and then we'll type in command. There it is. So 5,600. As you see, this is pretty much the best in slot tank helmet right here. It's up to about 5,600 on the early access servers. And on the full release servers, it's down to 5,300. So still very expensive. So any dungeons that you run, you'll still have a chance to make a ton of Lucent. So guys, make sure that you guys are ready to run those dungeons the second they drop. Hopefully you guys can get some lucky loot. Hopefully you guys can turn them into some lithographs and sell them right away, because these prices will drop really quickly. As you see, some of the prices start off really high and then they drop down over time. The demand is still going to be high for these gear pieces, even though the ability to farm them is still going to come out, because some people are just impatient and they're not going to want to farm that 1% drop rate. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.